Hey, what's up guys? My name is CykaHotFire and today I'm going to be comparing the SG553 versus the AK47 in CSGO. All of these stats will be used from the CSGO weapons spreadsheet, which is pretty much the thing that I always use when comparing guns. It is really good, and the link to it will be at the top of the description if you do want to check it out for yourselves. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. First of all, let's talk about the easiest thing, price. The AK is $2,700 and the SG553 is $2,750. There's practically no difference at all, and with the SG having a scope on it, it may seem like a really big advantage at first, but let's take a bit more of a look into the statistics before we assume things like this. When it comes to damage, the AK does 36 base damage, the SSG only does 30. Now this may seem like a really big difference at first, but when we take into account that the AK only has 77.5% armor penetration and the SG has 100%, which, fun fact, is the only weapon in CSGO with 100% armor penetration. It even has more than the AWP, which only has 97.5 armor penetration. It's really weird. I don't know why they made it like that, but it do be like that sometimes, if I'm gonna keep it real with you. When taking these numbers into account, the AK only does 27.9 damage against armored opponents compared to the SG's 30, considering it would stay the same considering it has 100% armor penetration. This isn't a huge downside for the AK considering they can both kill in 4 shots and they both one shot to the head with head armor. So far against armored opponents, the SG seems to have a pretty big advantage, but let's see how well it comes when it comes to fire rate. This may come as a surprise, but the SG actually beats the AK when it comes to fire rate as well, with the SG at 667 rounds per minute compared to the AK 600. To put this into comparison, the M4A1S fires 600 compared to the M4A4 667. I compared it like this because I feel like a lot of people complain about the M4A1's slow fire rate, but believe it or not, it's the same as the AK, so it's weird. I know the AK is better than the M4A1, but they do have the same fire rate, which a lot of you may have not thought. Now let's talk about accuracy. When it comes to accuracy, I'm sure we all know that the SG beats the AK, but the gap is really significant. When standing, the SG beats the AK by nearly 3 times as better at far range while scoped, and while crouching, the SG beats the AK by nearly 4 times much as accurate. So far, the SG is absolutely dominating the AK in every single category, but the last thing that we have to go over is a big downfall for the SG. Now, I'd say the AK has a spray pattern that isn't too hard to master, but when it comes to the SG, at range, spraying is pretty much impossible. The spray pattern pulls extremely far left, which makes it hard to keep track of your opponent's movements while keeping your spray in line. Spray transferring with this gun is pretty much impossible, but when it comes to the AK, it's a lot simpler. And considering how big of a factor spraying is in CSGO and how little people tap nowadays, I'd say that that's a really big plus for the AK and kind of evens things out when it comes to comparing them. Personally, I feel like the scope on the SG gives it some really big advantages, and paired with the one-shot headshot that comes with it, it can be nasty. In fact, going Palace on Mirage and holding jungle is just one of the many angles at which this can be used to its best. The only time you'll die in this position is if there's an opper pre-aiming you. Even then you might win the duel sometimes, but with an AK it'd pretty much be impossible to kill someone like this. So in conclusion, I'd say that the SG definitely is better than the AK statistically, but you either must tap with it or learn how to spray at long range. Feel free to comment your thoughts about the SG553 and if you think it's too good or needs a price buff like the AUG. But besides that, that pretty much does wrap up this video of comparing the SG and the AK. So if you guys did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.